Hello Kitty's 50th anniversary event started Saturday, October 19th in Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and it's a huge event with a bunch of different mechanics and a ton of things to unlock. The first time you log into the game, you'll be presented with a cutscene where they tell us it's time for a once-in-a-lifetime event, the 50th anniversary, and they say they have so much planned to reminisce about the past and look forward to new adventures. And Choco Cat says he really should work on that time machine. Hello Kitty says that the 50th anniversary will be joyful, hopeful, and optimistic. And what's more optimistic than bubbles? And of course, we get to pop them. She says as we run through the bubbles, we'll actually collect them, and you can use them at the event stand. In addition to that, she says the commemorative bow will also appear one per day in the plaza, and those can also be used at the event stand. And of course, there'll be new fashions as well. So we'll go through each of those mechanics, and there's even more to the event. But first, let's take a look at that 50th anniversary login bonus calendar. This does say that it's part 1, which means we'll at least have a part 2. We might also have a finale. On the first day that you log in for the event, there's the 50th anniversary pattern dress. On the next day, there's the 50th anniversary pattern bow. Then we have potion, flower, apples, apple pie, and then 1 week into the event, we have the 50th anniversary balloons. Then we have sand dollars, mushrooms, game tickets, shiny shells, and obsidian. All of these we're gonna get 50 of. And then 2 weeks into the event, we'll get the 50th anniversary bubble clip. The event runs from October 19th through November 15th, and that gives us 4 weeks to collect everything. One of the things we collect is that commemorative bow. There's only going to be one of those you pick up per day, and since that's in the Central Plaza, it should be really easy to find. It's bright red, it's sparkly, and as far as we know, the bows are only going to be used at the event stand for that original style furniture. We'll look at that in just a minute. And then there'll also be bubbles all around Seaside Resort. These seem to appear in sets of 5. On day 1, we also had a single bubble so that they could point to it in the cutscene. But each day when you collect bubbles, it looks like we're gonna have 4 sets of 5 for a total of 20. And it's just on day 1 that you have 1 additional bubble. So that's 20 bubbles and 1 bow you collect each day. These sets of bubbles can be a little bit difficult to find. I ran around for a while, not completely sure that there really were 4 sets of 5, but it had been just off camera from everywhere I was looking. So here are some of the locations I've found bubbles, just in case that helps you find yours. There's also been some reports of some people only finding 3 sets of bubbles instead of 4. If that happens for you, you may be able to get the other bubbles to spawn in by restarting your game. Once you've collected your bubbles and bows, there's a few different things you can do with them. You can use both of them at the event stand. Let's look at the event stand and what you can spend your bubbles on. So we have the 50th anniversary cool avatar palette for 5, the 50th anniversary rainbow avatar palette for 5, and the 50th anniversary warm avatar palette for 5. Then we have the 50th anniversary bed, and looking in the collections menu, it looks like there may also be a double bed, so I might plan to make sure you have 2 of these in case we do see that double bed show up in the dessert boat. Then we have the 50th anniversary beanbag chair for 5, the balloon arch for 15, the flooring for 12, the bow lamp for 2, the bow table for 7, the stool for 2, the piano for 10, the apple tree for 7, the small bow tree for 3, the vanity for 7, and the wallpaper for 12. Now, in addition to being able to get items at the event stand from your bubbles, you can turn those bows in for original style items. So we have the original milk bottle for 3, the original coin purse for 5, original drum for 2, the original fishbowl for 2, I think this one is my favorite, the original clock for 2, the 50th anniversary original avatar palette for 4, and the original telephone for 1. So if you wanted to get one of everything that's in the event stand, you would need 19 bows, and since we only get 1 bow each day, you're gonna need to play at least 19 days to get one of everything. For everything in the event stand that you can get with bubbles, you're going to need 107 bubbles. If we do have the double bed and you want to have a single and a double, remember to buy 2 of the single bed, that brings you up to 117 bubbles. And either way, that's only going to take you 6 days of playing, assuming you get 20 bubbles each day. And luckily, since that's only 6 days, that gives you plenty of flexibility if you don't end up finding all your bubbles each day, and that gives us room for getting duplicate furniture. But you'll want to make sure that you continue to collect bubbles, because these are going to remain in your inventory as an ingredient after the event, because right now you can also use bubbles to unlock new recipes at most of the cooking stations. There are 11 recipes that use bubbles, so you'll be able to make them all just by playing one day, but if you want to be able to make more than one of them, you'll want to save up some of those extra bubbles. If you don't know what all those recipes are, there is a video guide on the channel and we figured them all out live. That way you don't have to waste any of your bubbles. Bubbles and bows are not the only things to collect during the event. We know that we're also going to see 50 collectible cards scattered around the island. You won't be able to collect the cards on the very first day of the event. Every couple days, Cinnamoroll will uncover a new set of cards and we'll be able to collect them. And if you collect all 50 cards, there'll be a 50th anniversary gala outfit as the reward. These are released in batches by Cinnamoroll every few days. A lot of us missed the very first batch due to a bug, but don't worry, that first batch is going to re-release on the 30th with update 2.1. There's another video guide on the channel explaining what happened with the cards, but most of us will see our first batch released on the 23rd. So if it's not the 23rd yet and you haven't gotten that cutscene with Cinnamoroll, don't worry, you're not alone. And the issue is going to be fixed in 2.1, but don't worry because we're not perpetually behind. That only affects the very first batch of cards, and these are going to be released in 5 different batches every few days. The event runs for 28 days. Every few days, Cinnamoroll will release additional cards. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him release 10 cards every 5 days or so. I feel like that would fit into the event, but we'll have to wait and see. Unlike the bubbles, it sounds like the card locations will be the same for all of us, so I'll probably have videos showing you where each of those cards is located. And if you can believe it, there's even more to this event because we do have a brand new event flower. This is the bow blossom. It looks just like Hello Kitty's bow, and these will spawn randomly in Seaside Resort and Merry Meadow. They come in 3 default colors, and for the first time, all 3 of their colors are tints. So we have lilac, seafoam, and warm pink. So we won't be able to breed any of these original colors. Any additional colors we get will have to be through color transfers from other patterned flowers. But luckily, now that the greenhouse is in the game, we'll be able to breed them year-round in the greenhouse. Outside of the greenhouse, you'll only be able to get new spawns of these flowers and breed them during the event period. And unlike previous event flowers, these flowers don't give us a new pattern. Instead of giving us a pattern, these flowers give us an effect. And that effect is this iridescence that we see. We get it the same way by fertilizing them, but we'll have to do some breeding to figure out if we can pass this effect onto other flowers, and if we can pass patterns from other flowers to these flowers, and if we can mix and match patterns and effects and how that'll all work. That'll take us a bit of time and experimenting to figure out. Remember that because these are event flowers, if you try to dig them up when they're too small, you'll get a warning on the screen telling you that they don't turn into seeds and that you'll lose them if you dig them up. Similarly, they cannot go in the seed dispenser, so you won't be able to turn them into seeds. In addition to this, we'll have a 4-part quest for Hello Kitty's birthday that unlocks a new place in the game. If you want to know what that is, I do have that in one of the preview videos. And once that quest line is in the game, I think it starts on the 26th. I'm sure I'll stream it and or make a video. And I expect that either during that quest or throughout the event, we'll see additional cutscenes. Because if you look at the outfits for the friends, Hello Kitty has 4 of them, Dear Daniel has 1, and all of the friends except Ritsuko each have an event outfit as well. And it seems like event outfits for characters are typically linked to those cutscenes or to quests. So I do wonder how we'll unlock them. So I think that's everything you need to know about the 50th anniversary celebration and Hello Kitty Island Adventure. If this video guide helped you, be sure to give it a like to help others find it as well. Subscribe for more Hello Kitty Island Adventure content. There'll be a ton of live streams and video guides on the channel with everything upcoming in this event and the quest. And then later this month on the 30th, we're anticipating update 2.1, the next big update for the game, and we'll be streaming that as well. Turn on notifications to find out the next time we go live. Hope to see you there.